Pathmonk is the AI for website conversions. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in the buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50% by adding Pathmonk to your website in seconds, letting the AI do all the work and increase conversions while you keep doing marketing as usual. Check us out on pathmonk.com. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Pathmonk Presents. Today, we are joined by Mike Hewitt, is the Director of Marketing at Aroma Retail. Mike, welcome to the show.
Hello. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
Good.
Very good,
Excited.
very good. So let's get into the basics, Mike. I just want to start right away. Talk about your company for a second. Can you tell us a little bit about the big idea behind Aroma Retail? And if you were explaining it to a friend over coffee, let's say, how would you describe what you do?
Well, we started Aroma Retail started in 2017. Our owner actually used to make the fragrances for the resorts. So he made pure grade fragrance oils, which was a new type of thing that was non-toxic because it was being pumped into the hotels, into the public without their consent. So they couldn't just use any old scenting product. So it had to be really high end, and kind of like a triple distilled essential oil where you take out all the VOCs. So he worked on these for years, building them for the hotels, and then he had the idea to kind of do it for himself and make it a retail version because these you couldn't even buy these at the hotels, like they wouldn't even sell them in like a gift shop. So if you wanted the exact scent from the hotel and that same quality, you couldn't find it. So we brought it to the market for retail, and it's just been blowing up ever since. I didn't realize how many people really wanted the hotel fragrances in their house, but a lot of people have a lot of key memories at some of these resorts, even especially like the bigger ones around the globe, like Marriott and Hilton, stuff like that, they all use the same resort, and most of these people are dedicated to one resort and will visit all over the world. So it's something they always wanted in their house, and now we can deliver it.
That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I was gonna say, who's the best customer, or I guess in a way, who's the best fit for your product, right? Because you're talking about people that want to relive maybe that experience, and aroma is a big one, right? But the sense of smell in itself. But maybe maybe if you can touch on what kind of people buy from you. If you want to keep the marketing lingo, what's your ICP,
Yeah.
or anything like that.
I
And
mean,
what can they expect
we
when they
have
come to you?
our demographic that we like to like we model our promotions after, like this is who we would want to see. But I mean, scenting is pretty much anyone who has a nose is our customer. So it makes it a little bit easier. It's a much wider net. And we also do B2B and B2C. So we've identified, you know, 20, 30 different categories of businesses that would benefit well from having scenting in their business. So basically, if you have customers coming in your storefront, or if you have a large office with a lot of employees, it just makes for a better environment for your employees. So, and then, pretty much anyone that's just has pets, any kind of odors that you really want to fight, or just making your home smell better. So, yeah, and that's why we ship across the globe, because anyone's pretty much a potential customer, which makes it easier and harder at the same time. It's like it'd be almost like easier if you can really just focus on one person. That's what we try and do. So we mentally we keep it focused, but pretty much anyone is a potential customer.
Okay, yeah, I can see how it could be a double-edged sword in a way, right? But staying on that note, how do most people discover you? Are there any channels that have become your go-to, let's say, for bringing in new customers, or How does it work for you guys?
I would say about 4 years ago, I would have said 95% Google.
Mm.
It was always been a platform that has worked well for us, and people are searching the internet, coming directly to us. But we've in the past few years, we've just kind of grown. We have a great marketing staff that has just found new ways to bring life in and get new eyes on our business. So we've been using a lot more of Meta, and TikTok and Pinterest even. I never think to do Pinterest, but we found good success in it. A lot of people are just thinking about this as like gift ideas, so they pin it, and we get a lot of good success from that. We've had we actually do our own podcast, so we'll have to have you on.
Will be
But it's
good.
mostly
Yeah.
talking about our industry and stuff like that, and we get a lot of good content from that. So we'll put that on TikTok. So we actually get 100 times more views on our clips on Instagram and TikTok than we do with the actual podcast. But it's a diversity, a lot of different ways to get to us now.
Yeah, no, that's a good strategy, I'm sure. Diversifying is pretty much always in a sense, get people through those different buckets and then eventually funnel them through. I would assume your website, right? In
Yeah.
fact, I wanted, as a follow-up on that, I wanted to ask how much of a role does your website play in putting in your clients? And is there anything that you've seen really works for you guys, or maybe things that you got your eye on improving?
We've had a huge increase in our storefront. We actually have a brick and mortar in Vegas, and we're close to the Strip, so we've seen a lot of inflection there. But the easiest way to get to us is our website. So it's because you can order from anywhere, even if you are local in Vegas. It's still just easier to order online, have it shipped to you. So that's still majority of our business, but I've seen the mobile completely take over. I mean, it's so funny just in short couple of years, how much things change and how you have to adapt. I mean, uh, mobile used to be like 5%, and now it's like 70% of our users.
Yeah.
It's quickly how everything changes. You got to constantly be adapting.
Of course. And it makes sense, right? Because you're talking about Meta, you're talking about TikTok. At the end of the day, that's where people find you then.
Yeah.
That's the next logical step, is to then visit the website, and they'll keep it from. But is there anything, even with this shift towards mobile, that you see, and you can draw from your experience, obviously, in general, but what does make a great e-commerce website convert, in a sense that I don't know if you could, if you have tools to share. I know I like to geek out on a tech stack, for example, right? But
Yeah.
tactics, little things that work for you over the years. Anything you can share there?
Yeah. I mean, it's the $1 million question. You can if you can completely figure that out, you're gonna be just fine. But it's we always adapt to that too. It's we're always trying to improve it. We have a flow on our website that try and explain what we do. Helps you find your fragrance that you might like. I mean, fragrance is a hard thing to pick out if you're not if you're not actually smelling it. So we have a good fragrance quiz that helps you find what you're looking for. And we'll give recommendations based on your preferences, and then also finding the product that is right. So there's over 100 fragrances, but then there's also 12 products in different sizes, different size machines, different candles. So it's like what size is your space, and what do you need to scent the space? So it's kind of we have a little bit of a flow chart that helps people along with those decisions, and just kind of getting them right into the experience and explaining, immediately what we do and how they can find it and solve their solution.
That's good. It must
Yeah.
be, one of those things that where people, obviously with this being so specific, where kind of want to smell it, before you buy
Yeah.
it, right? So,
I
but
mean,
guiding people through their preferences and things like that sounds like a smart thing
we
to
do the
do.
best we can based on their preferences, and we have very descriptive and because a lot of the fragrances have like 10 to 15 notes. So you can look at this chart of all these notes and you can get a good idea of what it's going to smell like. But also, I mean, we also have blotters, so people can just literally buy a little, so before they commit to everything, they can get like this little Q-tip swab in the oil, and we can send out blotters all over the world, so you can try it before you buy it too.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
that'll solve that problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, just want to switch gears for a second, Mike. I want to
Yeah.
talk about you as a director of marketing and a professional in the field. What's the day in the life of Mike like? What's a typical work day look like for you? And what are the main things you focus on day to day as a director of marketing?
Um, I don't think I have worked. I mean, I've done this for 25 years, and I don't think I've worked for a company that has a highest production as this company does. Like we have a lot going on. We're constantly growing and expanding and improving. I mean, we have 6 people in marketing alone, and everyone never has a free moment. Um, so it's like I've kind of created this team where it's like it's all just a kind of an extension of me. It's like whatever whatever I can't get to, I fill that spot and stuff like that. So it was I have like this super team that I don't think I've ever worked with a team as good as I have now. And they're super productive, and we blow through a lot of stuff. Like I can be working on Amazon in 1 minute. I can be working on ads. So I mean, it's like we constantly in one day we'll work on probably 15 different things and touch different things and working on collaborations, and so it's always something going on here.
Got your hands full, sounds like.
Boza?
Yeah, it sounds like you got your hands full, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And everyone has their role too. It's like everyone is completely bombarded with work, which is good.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of being bombarded, right? There's a flood of content out there. And I'm curious, how do you stay focused and keep learning, right? Because I don't know if you have any places or people or even like routines that you turn to. But what do you do for, let's say, inspiration or staying ahead?
Well, when I got into marketing, I was very aware that it is going to be a learning process for the rest of my life. You always have to be adapting and growing and changing. I mean, just in the last 5 years, let alone 25, how much things have changed and what things work and what things don't work and new trends and I mean, and it will completely change things that were wildly successful don't work at all anymore. And then like things like emails were wildly successful, complete and total failures, and have completely done a full circle back. And they're now, one of our top performers is the email. So it's always adapting and finding what's new. We do a lot of training here. They're very good at encouraging it, the owners. So they'll gladly pay. And they paid for me to do a whole Cornell course just on updating um, uh, marketing trends. And then so well, and everyone will be in their own fields. Like we have our web designers, so they're doing courses on coding and always improving there. Graphic designers are always looking for new skill sets and ways to improve and animate and video editing. So everyone's always learning constantly here. So it's like half a school here.
That's awesome.
We have our podcast room that we're in now, and we actually will just people will come in here and just do do classes online and take a few hours out of the day. So we're always constantly learning.
Sounds fun. Sounds
Yeah.
fun. Okay, so we don't have a lot of time left, so I would love us to jump into the rapid fire question segment.
Okay.
You don't mind? So we just have something to keep things light and engaging, let's say. So the only unspoken rule we have is that for a concise question, we expect a concise answer. You ready for that?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So do you prefer
nervous.
watching or reading?
Watching.
Watching. Okay. What's the latest piece of content? It could be anything, right? Video, social media video, whatever it is, right? What's the latest piece of content you picked up? And were there any gems or ideas that really stuck with you in that?
Actually, Inner Excellence was a book. I don't read that much anymore. I'm always learning online, but it's I had stopped to actually read a book, so it was Inner Excellence. I found it pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had a magic wand and could fix one frustrating thing in your marketing life with tech, what would it be?
Um, Ordering labels and constant repeat stuff. It just takes up too much of my day, but it's like it has to be done manually.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask actually follow up is there one repetitive task that you would love to put on autopilot forever? Is that it, or do you have something else?
No, no, it's definitely not.
That's it. All right.
Yeah.
Must be
Every
frustrating then.
everything we have to do for production, like our shipping folder, stuff like that, things just constantly running out, and it's like we have to reorder, but we're constantly updating it as well. So it's like it can't just be on auto order, something like that. So like we're update the graphics, get it, so resubmit it. Everything is always changing, so it can never be automated.
If you could go back and give your past self a quick pep talk, say you go back 25 years at the start of your journey, what advice would you drop?
Buy Bitcoin.
Retire right away, right?
No, I mean just yeah. I mean I have done it, but just always be adapting and learning. Try and stay ahead of trends.
Okay, that's a good piece of wisdom right there. Micah, I want to thank you for being on the show with us today, and I also want to give you the last word. So if someone forgets everything about the interview today, what's the one thing that you should remember about the work you guys are doing?
Um, well, always I guess always be adapting. That's that seems to be the trend for this this whole episode. Always be learning, always be adapting, and keep your eye on the prize.
Love it. All right, Mike. So if people want to check out Aroma Retail, where can they go? Where can they find you? Social media, website? You can share that.
Yep, romaretail.com. We also have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, every social platform you could possibly think of. We have the podcast, The Scenting Guy. It's available on YouTube. So come check that out. See it,
Amazing.
and we'll see you at the Smelly Bar.
All right, sounds good. Amazing, Mike. Thank you, thank you so much again. And well, maybe we see you again before the end of the year, whether it's
Yeah,
your podcast or this one. We'll keep it going. All right.
anytime. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate
Cool.
it.
Of course. See ya.
All right.